All right, I'm back with number three this time. So we are still in the Etsy house because there's lots and lots of things to see in there. And I'm going to show you the third little find that I picked out for you guys today from the Etsy house. All right, let us jump right back in there. So let's start the tour. We're going back to the kitchen because there was so many goodies in there. All right, here we are, hopped in there. If you miss any of the tours that I did, I've already done two of them. You can, if you click the link below or somewhere in the description, there should be a link, and then you'll be able to see all of the other tours too. By the way, before we just jump into all of that, let me just go ahead and say, if you are joining me for the first time, I'm Nadawa from Paper Flow Designs. I am an illustrator and I make SVG files, which are graphic drawings to help people who craft with them. So if you're a crafter, if you have a Cricut machine, if you're thinking about a Cricut machine, you're probably going to want to check this out. I will show you I have lessons to show you how to make drawings, and I show you what you can do with those drawings. Let's jump right back in to the Etsy house. So we're here in the kitchen, and let me go. The next thing that I found were pan around here. This little cheese spread and fruit. That's nice. These cutting boards. So there's a custom name chopping board, and I like that they have. I found two versions. Okay, so the first one is this like nice, simple, kind of like minimalistic version with just the initials. So if it's something special to you or a loved one or someone that you're gonna make it for, you can put the initials in the cutting board with a date like they did. So that's something that you can either do with a Glowforge or with your Cricut machine on a smaller piece of wood. I'll show you that one. And right here, right against the wall here, is a personalized recipe cutting board. And I like the idea of this because especially when I think about gifts that you're gonna give, the gifts that people want to give to people, they kind of want to make it, especially something like a cutting board, you're thinking, okay, a cutting board, yeah, okay, that's cute. What is so special about that? But the fact that you can put a recipe on it, because I don't know, I was thinking of like, okay, my little story time. When I was like a teenager, my grandparents used to come visit us, and they would come from Ghana to visit us, and my grandmother would want to cook, even though sometimes she wasn't supposed to be cooking. I mean, she was a great cook, but we just like didn't want her to get in the kitchen and like get everything messy. But she insisted. So she was in there cooking one day, and I forget what age I was, maybe like 12 or 13. I just wanted to hang out with my friends and watch music videos and just hang out. And she insisted that I come in the kitchen with her to like cook this stew that we call gravy. It's just a red tomato sauce that we eat with pretty much everything. And so she was in there and she's like grabbing all these spices and making all these things. And I'm just thinking like, I've been missing like all these music videos and like UMTV raps and like, BT, all this stuff. So she calls me over and she's like, I want you to taste this. I want you to taste it. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I don't really want to. So she takes my hand and she puts like the back of the spoon on my hand and she tells me to taste it. And so I taste it and it was just like, just like all the right spices and everything was just hidden right. And like every time now, when I eat that, I think about that day in the kitchen with my grandmother. And I mean, she's since passed on. Um, and I'm thinking like when I saw this cutting board with this recipe on there, if I could have something like this with a recipe of her recipe on this cutting board, that every time I pull it out to use it, it would remind me of her and remind me of the time when I didn't really think that I was learning anything and I was like, wanting to be somewhere else, but it did like become like, the special memory that I shared with her and that makes me think of her. So every time like, I eat like a gravy Yeah, again, and gravy, I think of my grandmother and the time when, she had me taste this gravy that I didn't really want to, but it connected us in this way. And something like that for somebody else, it could be, any other recipe that reminds them maybe of their own recipe, maybe of their grandmother, maybe they visited, I don't know, like Italy one summer and they tasted like some lasagna or something that was really good. And having the recipe on there to remind them would just be, something really special. So it wouldn't be just your average run-of-the-mill gift, but something that they would really cherish. And something that looks, really nice and fancy like this, you don't have to actually use it, but it would actually make like a nice decoration as well in the kitchen of someone. And like the way this is here, it's a nice way to pass down family recipes and traditions. So that is my idea. My third one in the Etsy house that I found for you. Let me see if you are, give you just another little glance. So far, ooh, turn around here. So I showed you this first chopping board with just the initials. So like I said, you could use the Cricut machine has tools that you can engrave with wood. You can engrave wood using those tools. So you could do something simple like putting initials here, or you could do something that is a little more intense, like, engraving a whole recipe, or if you want a shortcut, you could use SVGs that are already made, like putting monograms on the cutting board. If it's going to be something that's going to be for like a decoration, just using like SVG monograms to go on there, or an SVG recipe list. Like you could write out the recipe list yourself and turn it into an SVG file. That is possible to do with text and fonts, or you can just use the initials too. If you are interested in learning how to make SVG files, you don't know how to do that, I do have a class. I have a course on teaching you how to make your own SVG files. It is a step-by-step video class. And the link will be in the description somewhere here. So yeah, I hope you like number 3 that I shared with you. I think that was, a really great gift because people like getting like, food-ish gifts that are related to like things in the kitchen. And, you can always use them as well. So if you're on my VIP list, you already got the email about this video, so you were the first to see it. If you're not, go over to paperflowdesigns.com. That is PAPERFLO designs with an S at the end.com, and sign up. It's free. You'll be the first to know the next time that I have a video coming on. You can come check that out because it is full of great information like this one that I'm giving you. All right, so I still have lots more to show you in the Etsy house. Get you ready for Christmas because I know that you are itching to make like different things with your Cricut machine. Some of you have written to me and saying that you are already doing like hundreds of things with it, like sewing, engraving, doing glass. Like the Cricut machine can do so much. And then some of you are like, yeah, I've had my Cricut, it's been sitting in the closet. I'm kind of afraid to touch it. So that's why I'm coming to show you all these ideas of different things that you can do. All right, that is it for this one, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.